Hi everyone. Well, for those of you heading out to a firework display this evening, or having your own perhaps, it's not really looking ideal. It looks quite wet at times and pretty windy as well, with winds gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour in places. So it wouldn't be surprising if we see quite a few of these events cancelled across the island. So if we actually have a look at the Isle of Wight Met rainfall radar, we can see here that things are looking pretty wet as we've moved through this morning. So this is what's happened over the last couple of hours really, and you can see these areas of rainfall. They're not really that heavy. We're seeing a few orangey colours here, purpley orangey, pinky orangey colours, which is really moderate to slightly heavy, but in general, most of this rainfall is in the light to moderate range, so really not that heavy at all. But it is quite persistent in a lot of areas. So even though it eases off slightly, it's still coming down. And with that, we're seeing a lot of low cloud and hill fog starting to develop now as well. So now let's take a quick look at the predictive rainfall. So this is one of the medium resolution models. So it doesn't have huge amounts of detail, but it does show you pretty well where the areas of rainfall are going to be. So this is for 10 a.m. this morning, which is predicted, and it matches the previous rainfall radar map pretty well. And as you can see, as we move through, we see these areas of rain moving through, and they just stay with us really. Even as we move into this evening, we still see this rainfall with us. In fact, it looks like possibly intensifying for a time. And even though you can see here this back edge really, it doesn't quite reach us. It stays just to our north. And this is what the problem will be, or it looks like it will be, that we'll be just outside of the drier conditions. So yeah, it's not really looking ideal. But we will run through quickly this higher resolution rainfall map, and this shows you a lot more detail, specific detail on the heaviest pockets of rain and where it's going to be. It's a slightly different model, so it will show the rain slightly differently, but it still shows rain moving across our area. And even into this evening, it still shows it with us, so it matches the other model quite well. So it does look like it will be a pretty wet evening across the island really. So let's have a quick look at the wind strength, or the wind gusts actually, on this occasion. And you can see the winds here coming in from the southwest at the moment. We're not really that strong. We're seeing gusts possibly pushing up to around 30-35 miles per hour. But as we move in through towards this evening, the wind does pick up somewhat. It's not desperately strong, but we're seeing some gusts here really pushing up to around 40-45 miles per hour. So that's really not ideal for fireworks and firework displays and things like that. And really, it just stays with us like that right through the evening. It doesn't really change much. In fact, perhaps strengthens up slightly as we move into the night as well. So back to the high resolution model once again with the rainfall. So it does look like as we move through the night, like I mentioned, there could be some more rain. In fact, potentially some very heavy downpours developing for a time. And this may even be enough to trigger a new weather warning for this. We're keeping an eye on it. We're going to be checking the next few updates, but this may be a thing you have to watch out for. So it does look like we could see some very large rainfall totals from this area. You can see these rainfall rates 10 to maybe 12 millimeters per hour. So if we had that for a few hours, we're going to be looking at 20-30 millimeters, possibly more. If you include the rainfall outside these heavier areas. So really not looking great. And that stays with us really until daylight tomorrow, and it moves off to the east. And then we see these bands of very heavy showers moving through. These could be, like I said, very heavy, risk of hail, possibly the odd rumble of thunder, and they will be very gusty as well. And they will, of course, move through and then start to clear as we move into the evening. So there we have it really. Not looking great at all. So yeah, of course we'll have an evening forecast out, but it's not looking really that great for any firework displays or activities going on outside this evening. And of course we may see another weather warning issued later on due to the amount of rainfall we're expecting overnight. But of course, again, as always, we'll let you know a little bit later. Anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.